Imagine a country that looks at the chaos of mass immigration in Western Europe and says, "Not here." While Germany and France have welcomed millions of migrants with open arms, Poland has chosen a different path. With its strict immigration policies and strong national identity, Poland has learned from the mistakes of its Western neighbors. But what exactly did it observe? Why is Poland so resistant to large scale immigration, and what are the consequences of its stance? Germany and France have become the prime examples of both the opportunities and the challenges of mass immigration. Over the past few decades, these two countries have accepted millions of migrants, particularly from the Middle East and Africa. But integration has not been as smooth as some had hoped. In many major cities, immigrants have formed isolated communities, creating parallel societies that struggle to integrate with the native population. In France, entire suburbs have become no-go zones, where law enforcement hesitates to enter and where clashes between different ethnic groups and authorities have escalated into full-blown riots. Germany has faced similar issues, with Berlin and other cities witnessing a growing divide between local Germans and immigrant communities. Beyond social tensions, security concerns have also increased. In both countries, authorities have linked spikes in crime to certain migrant communities, fueling public anxiety. Terror attacks in France and Germany, carried out by radicalized individuals, have intensified the debate on whether immigration has made these nations more vulnerable. People question whether their government's open-door policies have come at the cost of national security. These concerns have given rise to far-right political movements that capitalize on public dissatisfaction, pushing for stricter immigration controls and the preservation of national identity. Parties like Alternative for Germany, AfD, and France's National Rally have gained significant traction, signaling that a large portion of the population is unhappy with how immigration has been handled. Economically, mass immigration has been a double-edged sword. While some industries in Germany and France have benefited from an influx of workers, a large percentage of immigrants struggle to find stable employment, often relying on government welfare programs. This has placed a financial burden on taxpayers and led to debates about whether immigrants are contributing to society or draining public resources. Frustration has grown among native-born citizens who feel their welfare systems are being overburdened by people who do not fully integrate into society. Poland has watched all of this unfold and decided it wants no part in it. Instead of following Germany and France's model, Poland has taken a highly restrictive approach to immigration. The Polish government has been clear. It prioritizes national security, cultural cohesion, and economic stability. Unlike its Western neighbors, Poland has been reluctant to accept large numbers of migrants from the Middle East and Africa, preferring instead to welcome workers from culturally similar countries like Ukraine and Belarus. This strategic approach ensures that newcomers are more likely to assimilate, reducing the risk of social fragmentation. To further protect its borders, Poland has implemented strict border control measures, particularly after the migrant crisis at the Belarus-Poland border in 2021. The country has invested in border walls, surveillance technology, and increased security personnel to prevent illegal crossings. This approach has kept Poland largely insulated from the migrant surges that have affected other European nations. Critics argue that Poland's hardline stance lacks compassion, but supporters believe it is a necessary step to preserve national identity and avoid the problems seen in Germany and France. At the heart of Poland's immigration policy is a deep-rooted sense of national pride and cultural preservation. The government and a majority of its citizens believe that uncontrolled immigration could erode Polish traditions, values, and social stability. Unlike France, which has struggled with tensions between its secularism and religious immigrant communities. Poland remains largely homogeneous and resistant to cultural shifts that could create divisions. This is why the ruling Law and Justice Party, PiS, has been able to maintain public support for its immigration policies. Yet, this approach comes with its own challenges. Some economists argue that Poland's reluctance to accept more immigrants could lead to labor shortages in the future. As the population ages, the need for a larger workforce might force Poland to reconsider its stance. But for now, Poland remains firm in its belief that it has made the right choice. By studying the experiences of Germany and France, Poland has decided to take a path that prioritizes security, social unity, and economic stability over the risks of mass immigration. Whether this strategy will pay off in the long run remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. But one thing is not willing to gamble with its future the way its Western neighbors did.